Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. Welcome to Happy School online classes. This is your mathematics teacher Ms. Madhiya Sumbul, and today we are going to start a new topic, that is congruency and similarity. Before starting the lesson, let's have a quick look at the objectives of today's lesson. So, by the end of the lesson, you will be able to examine whether two figures are congruent or not, and you will be able to solve simple problems involving congruency. So let's begin. As you can see, two triangles on your screen. Are they congruent? What are congruent figures? Two figures are congruent if they have exactly the same shape and size. So the first condition, which is very necessary, that is two figures must have the same shape and size. So these two triangles are congruent to each other as they have the same shape and size. So here comes a question. Why is it necessary for figures to be congruent? Why? What is the need of it? Congruency is a property of geometrical figures. It plays an important role in the manufacturing sector. How? Yes, in your real life, it's very necessary for the figures to be congruent, like in the building of bridges, tessellations, and it's very important in the automobile sector as well. How? Because if the parts are not identical, how could you replace it? So, it's very important that the parts should be congruent to each other. And the most common example is refilling of pen. Yes, you refill your pen when it runs dry. So, if it is not congruent, so it will not be refilled. Okay? So, here are some examples. I hope you relate it. Now, coming towards the practice questions. Here are some shapes, and you need to figure out that which shapes are congruent to each other. As you can see, there are some geometrical shapes, and you need to figure out that whether they are congruent or not. So, figure B and figure F seem like congruent to each other. As it is on the graph, so we can count the squares as well. In figure B, there are 5 squares, and in figure F, there are also 5 squares. So, figure B and figure F are congruent. Another pair of figures are, yes, figure E and G. Yes, as in figure G, there are 4 square boxes, and in figure E, there are also 4 square boxes. So figure E and G are also congruent to each other. What about the other figures? No, there is no figure like figure A, D, C and H. So figure B and F are congruent, and figure E and G are congruent. Now the next question is question number 3. Given that EFGH is congruent to LMNO, now this time a pair of quadrilaterals are given. Write down all the missing measurements. So you need to find out the missing measurements of the two quadrilaterals. How to begin? Yes, first of all, as it is given in the question that EFGH is congruent to LMNO, then the corresponding vertices match. So the corresponding vertices should be matched to each other. So looking for it, and we can say this thing that EF is equals to LM. Here EF and LM are congruent, are equal. So if LM is 34, 3.4, so EF is also 3.4. Now the another one is GH. Another vertex is another side is GH. So the side corresponding to GH is NO. So if it is 2.4, so it is also 2.4. Now the other two sides are given. So coming towards the angle. Yes, angle FEH. We need to find out angle FEH. So is equals to which one? Angle MLO. As L is 100, so E is also 100. Okay, so we are looking for the corresponding angles. The next one. What is missing? Angle FGH. Now this time this one. FGH. In this quadrilateral, we need angle G. So it must be corresponding to angle MNO. If n is 75, so it is also 75 degree. Now coming towards the other quadrilateral. Now here in this quadrilateral, what are missing? MN. MN is equals to FG, that is 5 centimeter. If it is 5 centimeter, so it is also 5 centimeter. Now OL. For OL is equals to HE. We need to compare the two corresponding sides and angles of each other to find out the missing dimensions of both the quadrilaterals. So, if this is 3 centimeter, this is also 3 centimeter. And what is missing here? Angles. So, angle O and angle M. So, if LMN is equals to angle EFG. So, another term is congruent triangles. Yes. First of all, the symbol means like the three signs of this symbol is congruency symbol, and that means is congruent to. You will read it like this, that is congruent to. When two triangles are congruent, their corresponding sides are equal and their corresponding angles are equal. So these two conditions need to be satisfied. So here are some rules which are used to check whether the triangles are congruent or not. The first rule is called SSNS, which means side, side and side. If three sides of first triangle are equal to three corresponding sides of the second triangle, then these two triangles are said to be congruent. For example, if first side of the first triangle is equal to the first side of the second triangle and the second side of the first triangle and the second side of the second triangle. And the last one, the third one, the third side of the first triangle and the third side of the second triangle are equal. So these two triangles are said to be congruent. Similarly, the another rule is SAS, which means side, angle, side. For example, we have two triangles whose two sides are given and one angle is given. So if first side of the first triangle is equal to the first side of the second triangle and the angle in between two sides is equal in the second triangle as well, and the second side of the first triangle and the second side of the second triangle are equal, so these two triangles are said to be congruent to each other. The third rule is ASA, which means angle, side, angle. Now here we have two triangles and two angles are given and one side. So if the first angle of first triangle and the first angle of the second triangle are equal and the side in between these two angles are equal and the second angle of both the triangles are equal, so these two triangles are said to be congruent. The fourth rule is RHS, which means right angle hypotenuse side. So the angle should be right angle and it must be equal in both the triangles, and the hypotenuse as well as the side. Then these two triangles are said to be congruent. So the next question is question number 4, part B. Is the following pair of triangle congruent? If so, explain your answer and write down the statement of congruency. If not, explain your answer. There are two other parts of this question as well, which will be your home task. So, starting the solution of part B. Coming towards the solution of question number 4. So, as you know this thing, the angle sum of triangle is 180 degree. So, angle DEF equals to 180 minus 80 minus 70. In that case, we'll get to know the value of the third angle, that is 30 degree. Similarly, angle SUT is equals to 180 minus 80 minus 30 degree, and the property is again angle sum of triangle is TU. So it will be 70 degree. Now coming towards the corresponding angles, as D corresponds to T, so angle D is equals to angle T, that is 30 degree, and E corresponds to S, so angle E is equals to angle S, that is 80 degree. And the third one is F corresponds to U, since angle F is equals to angle U, that is 70 degree. So all the angles are corresponding to each other, and we can say this thing like angle EDF is equals to angle STU, that is 30 degree. Angle DEF is equals to angle TSU, equals to 80 degree and angle DFE is equals to angle SU2 equals to 70 degree. So we examine these angles in every way. Okay. Now coming towards the sides. So when we are talking about sides, so as DE is equals to TS and both are of 18.8 centimeter and EF is equals to SU. So as EF is 10 centimeter, so SU is also 10 centimeter and DF is equals to TU, that is 19.7 centimeter. So the two triangles have the same shape and size. So we can say this thing that triangle DEF is congruent to triangle TSU. Now the next question is question number 5. In the figure, triangle ABK is congruent to triangle ACK. Given that triangle AKB equals to 90 degree, angle ACK is equals to 62 degree, AB is equals to 17 centimeter and BK is equals to 8 centimeter. Find angle BAC and the length of BC. And the figure is this one. So you can see this thing that there is one triangle and the other one is the reflection of this triangle. So you need to find out angle BAC. Means you have to consider it as a one triangle and you need to find out this one, the whole angle, and the length of BC. This time BK is given and you need to find out KC and you can easily find out the length of BC. So let's begin. As triangle is congruent, stated, so we need to figure out the corresponding vertices. Angle ABK is equals to angle ACK. If this is 62, so this is 62, so this is also 62. So the another one, angle BAK is equals to 180 minus 90 minus 62, sum of triangle ABK. As 90 degree is given, another one is 62. So the third one is 28. Now if this is 28, angle CAK is also equal to angle BAK. So if this is 28, this is also 28. So we need to find out angle BAC. So we'll sum up it. And 28 plus 28 will be 56. So angle BAC is equals to 56 degree. Another thing is you need to find out the length. As you know this thing, that length of CK must be equal to length of BK. So if it is 8 centimeter, it is also 8 centimeter. So 8 plus 8 will be 16 centimeter. So the length of BC is 16 centimeter. Now your home task. You need to solve question number 1, 2 and 3. So your home task is you need to solve question number 1, 2, 4, part A and C and question number 6 of exercise 8A in your notebook. Thanks for watching the video. This is all from my side. Allah Hafiz.